Alright, what else is on the rap charts?
Me and Taylor might still have sex. Why? I made that bitch famous.
No.
Noble.
No.
I got 2 phones.
No. God, no. Man, I don't want to review any of these. Wait, what about that Stressed Out song by 21 Pilots? Yeah, that song's awesome. I want to review that one. Hey, why isn't that one on the rap charts? It was the #2 song in the country about a few weeks ago and didn't once appear on the rap charts? Why? What, was there not enough rapping involved? Oh, so you mean to tell me that Hotline Bling by Drake and Heartless by Kanye West are allowed to be #1 songs on the rap charts, but the song that actually has rapping in it isn't? What, because it's a rock band? Honestly, what is he doing here that disqualifies this from being counted as a rap single? It can't be that he's white, right? Because G-Eazy has a song that's on the rap charts right now. So I can only deduce that radio programmers and chart makers just plumb don't think hip-hop fans could possibly be interested in music that dared sound like rock music. Yeah, because as we all know, rap stands alone. Well, with R&B. Anyway, back to the song. I'm gonna vouch for it by calling it a rap song and reviewing it. So let's check it out.
I wish I found some better sounds no one's ever heard. I wish I had a better voice that sang some better words.
So immediately we're struck with this feeling of insignificance. The feeling that creatively everything has been done before, and wishing that he could unlock something that would make him stand out as an artist. It's an aspiration that we all have, the wish that we could be better than what we are.
I wish I found some chords in an order that is new. I wish I didn't have to rhyme every time I sang.
Okay, did you see that? Every rapper out there, did you see what just happened? He didn't rhyme that line. But see, the unconnected rhyme is the point. The non-rhyming here is being used for a purpose. The fact that he feels creatively at a loss is pre-established, so when this part happens, it works within context and is humorous. Unlike most of you rappers who rhyme words that sound nothing alike, because instead of putting forth that little bit of effort it would take to either erase the line and start again, or make the following line make sense and give it a rhyme scheme that works, you'd rather end one lyric with a word like Ferrari, and in the next lyric with a word like chartered, see that it doesn't rhyme, and just throw up your hands and say, close enough. Just a little more effort is what I'm asking for.
I was told when I get older all my fears would shrink, but now I'm insecure and I care what people think.
And hey, here we have another point that resonates with people coming of age. When we're young, we're told that when we grow up, all our irrational fears would be understood, and that we'll be braver and stronger people for it. But all that's happened is that those irrational fears of the dark and the boogeyman have been replaced with tangible fears, like being one missed paycheck away from homelessness, and wasting your life on a dead-end job, worrying that the pressures to go to college was a ruse that did nothing but abuse your aspirations in exchange for massive debt that will take your whole life to pay off, or something that may or may not have even benefited you in a way that was worth the money you're predetermined to sign away when you were young and still trying to figure out your life in this crazy world. And even if it didn't benefit you, was that really what you really wanted, or were you pressured into it by peers and expectations? Can you tell I'm about to graduate?
My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think. My name's Blurry Face and I care what you think.
Okay, now this is a great lyric. Accumulating all of his fears and insecurities into a persona that masks his feelings and ideas, and says, this conformity is the only way to be taken seriously, so I have to metaphorically make myself unrecognizable in order to survive in this society, to mute the real features of my face and personality, to be part of the others, and to not be alone. And yeah, this is getting pretty sad, but we're about to get to that chorus, so come on, let's sing it!
Care what you think.
Wish we could turn back time to the good old days. What happened? Was this so important that it had to cut the music off? Like, there's no dialogue. This could have been done while the music was playing. Video directors, stop unnecessarily cutting out the music.
Wish we could turn back time to the good old days when the mama sang us to sleep, but now we're stressed out.
And I think this chorus really does get to the root of how young adults feel. I mean, it wasn't that long ago when if we felt scared or threatened, there was always someone older we could go to that made us feel safe. That with our limited scope of what life was like, at the end of the day, our mom would sing us to sleep, and we would feel like everything was going to be alright. But in the real world, with all of the problems of adulthood weighing on our heads, it's easy to feel like there's nothing that will ever truly bring us peace like back in those days, where we owed the world nothing, and the experiences around us were new and exciting.
Sometimes a certain smell will take me back to when I was young. How come I'm never able to identify where it's coming from?
Now, how many times has this happened to you? How many times have you just been walking down the street or something and come across a magical smell that transported you back to a specific moment when you were like 5 or something? How many times do we wish we could catch it in a jar and just let it waft in our room whenever we got the feeling for nostalgia? And I like the idea of focusing on smell. The sense of smell is an oft overlooked one when it comes to reminiscing, mainly because scent is such a hard thing to pin down and replicate. It's not like a movie or a song that can be replayed, it's just this assortment of sources of particles that happen to hit your nose at a certain point. As well, so much of our reality is based on either sight, sound, or taste, but how many can truly encapsulate in words the smell of your grandma's basement that you went down to get the slip and slide, or your best friend's garage where you hung out and played basketball as a kid, or the strangely distinct scent of a car that your mom used to drive, or how your old school's hallways used to smell like. There's subtle things that we don't think about every day, and probably not even when you first smelled them as a kid, but when that breeze picks up and that perfect combinations of scents hits your nose, the feeling is euphoric, but sadly ephemeral.
Out of student loans and treehouse homes, we all would take the ladder.
Okay, that's just good wordplay, cause get it? He's saying you would take the ladder because latter, like the later thing instead of the earlier thing, and because you take the ladder up to the treehouse. Yeah, you get it? I thought it was funny.
Used to play pretend, give each other different names. We would build a rocket ship and then we'd fly it far away. Used to dream of outer space, but now they're laughing at the face, saying, wake up, you need to make money. Yeah.
And this is the best part. Back as kids, our entire goal in life was to do things that made us happy. We watched cartoons, we played video games, we splashed around in the tub, ate candy, made up adventures with our action figures, played pretend, chased each other on the playground, for no purpose other than to have fun. But we have this idea set up in society that if you're not working towards getting a paycheck, you're wasting time. And this is not me saying that work isn't important, but we do have this idea implemented in our heads that playing is something kids do, because if you're playing around, you're not making money, and you're not being responsible. And that's what's demanded of you in society. Do you have big dreams that you want to aspire to? Doesn't matter. Get up and work that dead-end job because you need to pay the rent. And again, that's not that I look down on people who work hard. I think it's very important. It's just that the way our society is run, there's a subtle message of, we're not saying you shouldn't follow your dreams. We just wouldn't have a problem if you'd shut up and do as you're told. I mean, we learn it in school. We're not taught to think creatively. We're taught to follow certain rules so that we don't get penalized. We're not taught to internalize stories of history to have a dialogue about how they affect us today. We're taught to memorize facts so that we can say them on a test. Our curiosity is slowly being bred out of us, and to enjoy yourself, to do something that can be seen as childish is automatically stupid and a waste of time. But why? Why do we deny ourselves the enjoyment of silliness and fun activities because of some archetypal notion that after a certain cutoff date, we can't climb trees, play pretend, or watch cartoons? Well, I think in this new age, we're starting to connect more with our childhoods again and analyze what it means to be a grown-up, that it's not based on living a life that a previous generation without the access to the world we live in today has predetermined it to be, but it truly is what you want to define your adulthood as. We've seen it in the ways video games have become a part of our lives, no less a legit form of entertainment for adults than playing cards or chess. Or how it's nothing for people to discuss deeper political ideas from cartoons or superhero movies the way people would discuss Dostoevsky or Mark Twain. But see, there are still plenty of people caught in that bubble, wasting their adulthoods on work because anytime they played as a child, they were told to stop playing around and quit acting so childish. And you know, now that I think about it, that song that I reviewed a week or so ago, Low Life, yeah, it's just another song about sex, drugs, and alcohol, but the more I think about it, the more they're both kind of rooted in the same idea of escapism, just through different routes. I mean, sure, 21 Pilots' way of escape is through childish fantasy of rocket ships in outer space, but I personally think that idea of using drugs and alcohol also come from that desire to be children again. To give in to your baser instincts and do silly, stupid, pointless, idiotic things and not have to think about the consequences like children do. In fact, I think that bringing that up kind of highlights that the desire to return to having no responsibilities, to do whatever you want without thinking about consequences as a way to escape your world, also has a very dark path to go down as well. But for this song, his desire to escape has a more innocent tone and strives to just feel good again, to not have to worry about rent and student loans. And for how it sounds and for some witty lyrics, I give it a 5 out of 5. It's simple, fun, relatable, and I don't see any reason why anyone couldn't enjoy it, including Rap Station listeners. Well, I'm the Rap Critic, and I'll catch you next time.